gentlemen, the HOT PASS Podcast. Welcome back. It's Speed Week. It's Daytona. What else do you want? It is time for the betting extravaganza of the Truck Series, O'Reilly Series. Shout out to the O'Reilly Series. It's kind of starting to fit nice and when I speak. And then the Daytona 500. I've got a big party I'm going to be having. Daytona 500 Sunday afternoon. Might be a fucking night race with what we're getting for weather down there. Hopefully it's not a night race. I mean, up here in Canada we have Holiday Monday. We had for years they were like, oh, we don't have a holiday in February, so let's just make one, and they made it Family Day. So I'm gonna be working Family Day because I want to make some money. Because I'm going to be going down to Atlanta next week. So if you're down there, make sure to hit me up. And we'll have a bunch of beverages on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, it's Speed Week down in Daytona. I currently just finished up the duels. And we'll break that down, and then we'll get into the betting picks for this weekend. All right, so let's get the nonsense like we always do out of the way. Subscribe to the HOT PASS Podcast on YouTube. Go over there. Link is in the bio, wherever you find me. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast. It really helps us out. Last episode didn't do the best on views. The other ones, killing it, guys. The interactions, the comments, the likes, the views, unreal. So make sure to go over to the HOT PASS Podcast on YouTube. Currently wearing my beautiful camo Budweiser hat. So if you see me in Atlanta, probably going to be wearing that, maybe with a Bijan Robinson jersey on, because I'm going to the Atlanta Falcons store downtown Atlanta on the Friday with my boy Clinton and his wife Ray. And I'm picking myself up, finally, my Bijan Robinson jersey that I've been waiting to get in person at the stadium. Obviously, NFL's over. But Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts for your ears, leave a 5-star rating. It really helps us. Leave a great 5-star review and give a little tidbit of whatever you like about the podcast in there. It really helps the algorithm. As well as go to @furlong___ on Twitter, as well as TikTok, and then Eric Furlong 21 on Instagram. A lot of the reels I've been posting out there have been blowing up across all social media platforms. And I feel like on a weekly basis, if I can remember to take notes of the merch, like new merch that has been coming out and stuff, because those videos have been popping off on my Instagram, I'm going to try and feature them here as well on the podcast for your guys' ears and eyes. And then we'll obviously keep making Instagram and TikTok reels so you guys can see my breakdown of my funniness. In Atlanta, I'm going to bring my microphone and everything like that. And we're going to go and pick out some of my favorite T-shirts at the track and do a little review live at the track. I think that's a really good idea. I think you guys are going to really like it. So if you guys go follow me there, I think that's I think it's going to be worth the follow. All right, so go to all my social media platforms. Link is in the bio wherever you're finding this. And then go over to the Action Network. Link is in the bio. Get all the Cup Series bets early on in the week. I've got a long shot up there right now, so guys, go check that out. Just a little sprinkle play for the Daytona 500. And then and every single race other than the Cup Series, so Trucks and O'Reilly Series, an hour before every single race, I will be posting my full betting card. So make sure to go follow me on all the social media platforms. Okay. I also currently have I've had a really dry mouth for some reason all week. I've been drinking lots of water. I don't know why. Maybe I know that up here in Canada, at least, there's a brush of sickness kind of going around, like the flu and stuff. And my mouth, maybe I was on the cusp of getting it. And usually I get the body aches when I get sick, or my mouth gets really dry. And so I bit my lip a few days ago, and then my mouth got really dry. So I've got like 2 or 3 canker sores in my mouth right now. I'm really going through it. So if I slur any of my words today, it's not because I have the Bud Light here sitting on the desk. As I take a sip, but I might be a little slurry just because I keep catching the canker sores. Definitely the one in the bottom right hand side, my right hand side of my mouth is ginormous, and it's really, really been annoying. I love my good egg whites and ketchup and turkey sausage in the morning. And it's been hell trying to eat that ketchup. So I've been suffering all week. Feel bad for me, please. Say a prayer. Yeah, so let's kind of just break down the duels that just happened at the time of recording this. First duel race, kind of crazy. Casey Mears makes it in to the race off of some wild shit. Now, do we bring in the rule that, like, I mean, honestly, like Casey Mears wrecking Noah Gragson, the guy shouldn't even be in the race. But that's the rules. We play by it, right? But also, if you're smacking up cars, should you also be like involved technically in the wreck? And then, but anyways, I digress because Chandler Smith was doing a great fucking job, man. An unreal job. And then same with Corey LaJoie. And then boom, Casey Mears is the guy that gets in. It does suck because Harris Lou, his wife Emily, and Lou Creates made this beautiful shirt or whatever for all the RFK cars, all 4 of them, and had the Greg Biffle numbers on it, and everything was so beautiful. And it would have been beautiful to have Corey LaJoie in that race and get that extra RFK car, that extra Ford out there. Also, if you're not a Joey Logano fan, you don't want an extra Ford out there. But to get Brad K or any of those RFK guys that just seem to be all solid dudes, a Daytona 500 win, that would have been nice. So one less Ford kind of sucks for that story. You could obviously see that Corey LaJoie at the end of the race was really gutted. Austin Dillon giving a really horrible push to Bubba Wallace. Luckily, as Bubba Wallace fans over here in this corner. And I feel like a lot more people should be Bubba Wallace fans. If you actually meet the guy, he's a great guy. Great dad. And also can grow a hell of a mustache. Him and Ryan Blaney, solid game with a mustache. But he did not wreck. He just spun. I was hoping he didn't wreck, and so that's perfect. William Byron probably going to have to go to a backup car. Who else? Chris Buescher in that wreck. Just trying to think who else was in that big wreck. But I know Daniel Suarez at some point in the night got caught up in one as well. But yeah, that dual one race was a little chaotic. Casey Mears getting in, obviously, like Cinderella story on that one. I don't really know what else happened in that race. Joey Logano. Now, Ryan Williams tweeted out that, like, oh my God, is like Victory Lane pit interviews like not on the front stretch anymore after winning a race. Is that back? And then boom, Chase Elliott does it anyways. I think that was great, man. Just drive right to pit road or to Victory Lane and do the interview there. That just felt old school and classy, and I think they should do that more often. Feels nostalgic, I don't know, it just felt right. I didn't even notice it at first. So Joey Logano also looking great with the beard and the mustache, with the bald head. That is what I've been rocking for years. So I'm all over the Joey Logano train. Do white people look good in yellow t-shirts? No. So I'm not, I did tweet out, do I want to buy a Joey Logano t-shirt? Maybe. But that yellow I have some yellow like tattoo merch shirts. Yellow on even me with all my tattoos, it just clashes with my white skin. It doesn't fucking look good. I think white people in yellow looks absolutely trashy, and it's really hard to wear. So I'm not in the Joey Logano corner yet, but God, he looks. Welcome to the bald brotherhood, man. I love Joey Logano, and when he was driving his old Ford from like the 1930s or whatever, drifting in the snow, I liked it. I'm not a Ford guy, but I kind of fucking liked it. I like in this new era, Joey. If I meet him, I'm gonna have to go, Joey, I got some fucking respect, dog. So Joey Logano wins that. Ryan Blaney, like, just always there. Duel 2. JJ Yeley, absolutely immediately irrelevant. Down 2 laps on his own accord. What? Who got in? It literally just happened, and I'm having a stroke. Oh my God. How can I not remember this? Who was in that? Anthony Alfredo literally used dude wipes every day at work because working in construction, The washrooms are disgusting, and they give you a quarter of a ply. Not even half a ply, not one ply. A quarter of a ply toilet paper, and you're smearing it around. Dude Wipes, not a sponsor. Would love it to be a sponsor for me on a construction site, so shout out Dude Wipes. Helps me a million times over. I can walk around on the job site, and my ass is feeling very cool, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Get a little cool, I'd say flavor. It ain't a flavor, brother. What? Definitely not a flavor, all right? I'm not tasting through my cheeks, all right? Through my holes, brother. Bro, what? All right, I need a sip of beer. God, maybe it is the beer making me fucking talk all funny and shit, huh? But you feel cool down there. The breeze hits your ass coming up through the toilet. You use little Dude Wipes. Feels a little minty cool, okay? So shout out Dude Wipes, dog. Chase Elliott getting the W. Get the fuck out of here. Don't care. All my friends that are Chase Elliott fans are going to go, look at that. Get the hell out of my life, all right? Actually, don't, because you guys are great, but it doesn't mean anything. Now, last year, was I cheering for Bubba Wallace getting the dual win? Yeah. Yeah, maybe I was. But he doesn't win as often, all right? I got to cheer for something. So don't freaking come at me, all right? Don't come at me in my DMs. Just chill. Be cool, all right? I'll be cool, you be cool. Anywho, nothing else really exciting happened in that race, I would say. If I really think about it. But Hocevar is there again, brother. Again. That guy is going to be a factor all friggin' year. I hope that they can really maintain the pace that they have currently. But as I said in a previous podcast, like a few weeks ago, keep an eye on them in the 1.5 miles, man. Because he was fast at Michigan, as I said, and the Coke 600, and they just had car issues. All right? So keep an eye on Carson Hocevar in the near future. He's going to be fast. And he signed that crazy long contract. Also, Kyle Larson signing a crazy contract. Also, you know what? This happened in the second dual race, and I want to address this right now. Hey, NASCAR on Fox, what are you doing with 10 to go in a dual race? And it's already a 60-lap race. You do 3 or 4 commercials. But with 10 to go, you decide to go, hey, you know what's a great time to do? Is do a full screen commercial. Are you high? Are you okay? Do we need to check you into a mental facility? Whoever is running the NASCAR on Fox broadcast right now, this is actually ridiculous. Before the race, you guys end up having to show the second dual group, and it says Chase Briscoe driving a Chevrolet, and everybody's all messed up. Okay? Danny B Talks or whatever on Twitter screenshot it and put it out there. So you got all the manufacturers messed up, and then with 10 to go at Daytona, and when anything could happen at any time, luckily it didn't, but you decide to do a full screen commercial. Who is running this show, dog? Who is running this? Enough is enough, man. How many times? You could literally put anybody in this position, I feel like, at this point, and anybody be like, you could literally do, the 3/4 panel or whatever, like the L bracket. They started doing it, I guess, for UFC fights for Paramount Plus. Rather than going to a full screen commercial and you missing the walkouts and stuff, they do the little L bracket where sometimes Monster will come in there, right? And they do a little L bracket along your left side screen onto the bottom of your screen, and it'd be like Monster Energy Drink or whatever, right? Fuel your thirst and stuff, right? Unleash the beast. Okay? You could do that with this. What the hell are we doing, dude? There's so many different ways rather than doing 10 laps to go full. Like if they do that on Sunday with 20 to go, fire whoever is whoever is calling this broadcast. And also on top of that, the NASCAR on Fox broadcast, the commentators are boring as hell. Again, you're going to hear this for the fucking first half of this season every year until somebody makes an executive decision to get him out of there. When Kyle Busch retires, Just let him call the race on his own. I thought he was great in the Truck Series stuff. God. In the catbird seat. It's a cat and mouse chase. Like, dude, what the fuck? You can't just keep using the same shit. It was cool the first couple of races when y'all were together for the first time. And now you're recycling the same shit, brother. Now, did Kevin Harvick's management team like my big reel that I came out a while ago with? Yeah. But I ain't going to suck up to the bosses. I ain't going to suck up to the big dogs. We're going to call it as we see it. And it's been freaking booty cheeks, bro. Just like the Blue Jays losing Bassett, okay? And then going to the Orioles. That rotation is booty cheeks, and the Blue Jays ain't making the playoffs this year. I know, a little bit of a segment over there to the baseball, Detroit Tigers. We have Justin Verlander back as like an experience thing. Then we got Valdez, and we just need a bat. Well, Castellanos is available now. I'll digress. Detroit Tigers winning the World Series. I'm just saying that right now. I'm fucking hyped. Then we're going to lose Tarek Skubal no matter what, whether we win or lose. Anyways. So, that was the dual races. Did you enjoy them? Did you like the racing? A lot of the times, like the dual races, they are fun. A lot of different moves going on. Like seeing Connor Zilic up there. Like seeing the RFK boys battle. I think they should touch more on the battles in the back between the guys that need to advance, win like the open cars that are trying to qualify in. I think they really need to find some sort of way to be able to make that exciting and call it more, make it more dramatic. Because at the very end, they're like, Anthony Alfredo's in. Anthony. Dude, it didn't make it exciting. I didn't feel the passion. I didn't feel the rawness and the emotion. I want you to be able to capture the raw emotion and describe exactly how Anthony Alfredo, that team is feeling, Casey Mears, and that team is feeling. And be able to make me at home, sitting on the couch, feel passion. Right now, I'm feeling Corey LaJoie, even though I don't like the guy, and only so many mustaches can be in this world, in the NASCAR world. You got Ryan Blaney out there looking so handsome. Got that little curl going on. You're making me even feel bad for Corey LaJoie because you didn't. I want that. I want that Corey LaJoie. I want that Greg Biffle stuff. Chandler Smith was racing out there looking so good, making moves, getting aggressive with the RFK boys. I wanted that. But then when Casey Mears rips it up against the wall there and just keeps going, I didn't feel that passion because you guys are dead air. I want that. We all want it. There's no way I'm the only one. I'm tired of it. God, help us, please. Let me have a sip of my beer and we'll get into the bets. Golly. Let's have another one. I'm recording this after 10 o'clock p.m., so can't have too many drinks. I've had one Southern Comfort. This is why when it's Speed Week, this is what we do. We drink during the week. This is the only time I drink. All right? NASCAR races. And then when I'm at home, it's usually on Sundays. Or like a late Friday, I'll have a little one or two little Southern Comforts and Coke. And it's a little splash of Southern Comfort. Your boy ain't an alcoholic. We're just having fun. So I got the boys coming over Sunday. I got my one buddy coming over for the truck race Friday night. We'll have some drinks, some chips in the dip. All right. Sprinkle on some long shots where we're going to get to in a second. We'll get the truck bets out of the way first. So some super long shots that have hit before for me. So you're going to want to listen. You want to tune in. So my boy's coming over Friday. He's actually a listener of the podcast. He's coming over. We go to the same gym. Shouts out. And we're going to watch a truck race. O'Reilly series. I'm going to work during the day. I'll miss a lot of the on-track stuff early in the morning. But then I will be home for the O'Reilly series in the afternoon, sitting by myself on Valentine's Day, watching cars hang a left, brother. God bless. Then Sunday, have all the boys over, some drinks, some food, have a big party, get the vibes high. Got a little lottery game we're gonna do where we place all the bets, or we all put $20 in. We all get a certain amount of drivers, and then it's all randomized. And then whoever wins, if your car wins the race, you win the pot. So that's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. Holiday Monday. It's going to be a good weekend. And then Atlanta next week, baby. Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, Saturday, if you guys are going to be there, genuinely hit me up. Last year, we had a friggin' blast, dude. It was the best time. Bunch of us hanging up in the crowd. We had Austin Hill's family and friends a few rows in front of us. And I was talking shit about Austin Hill the whole time. And, of course, the whole damn Xfinity series, at the time Xfinity series, couldn't help me out and get Austin Hill out of the front row, and Austin Hill wins, and they come and they chirp me. And I had to look like an idiot. So don't do that again. All right? All right. Truck bets. Little disclaimer here. I will give my opinion on who I think is Jesus. I'm smacking the microphone, all right? Disclaimer here is I will give who I think is really good on super speedways, who I think could win the race, and then I will give you my bets. A lot of these guys are extremely short. I will also say this. I take the advice that Chris Wormy has given me over the few years. I never listened to him. This will be probably the second or third super speedway I full on have not bet. Definitely for the Sunday stuff, because the odds are just so short. I literally take like $30, $40 and put it on $10 on 3 or 4 super long shot drivers. And I don't even consider that gambling. I feel like that's literally just, I spend $40. I'm sure a lot of you spend $40 on OnlyFans models. Let me tell you right now, I'd rather put my money on Riley Herbst as a long shot to win the fucking race rather than seeing some tits. All right, maybe. Okay, hold up. Looking at Riley Herbst hanging a left in a monster car and boobies. Okay, hold up. Let me just weigh out this. The boobies are probably better, I'm not going to lie, but then it's a reoccurring subscription to be able to see those. And then it costs more than the $40. So I'll take Riley Herbst. Shout out to my math. And how I make it work for me. Would I like to see boobies? Yes. But NASCAR. All right. Your boy's stupid. All right. So I literally take a minimum amount of like $30, $40 and just sprinkle it on some crazy long shots, right? So I will give my opinion on who I think is really good. It is up to you guys if you want to bet these races. Definitely over the next 2 weeks. I think it's extremely difficult to win money on these races. You're literally, it's like roulette and you're hoping one hits. There's no statistical advantage for you. Anything can happen at any time. We see it every time we go to a super speedway style track. And there's no advantage for you. You can look at guys that, yeah, they make it to the end all the time. They hang out in the back, and that's what we're going to do for a lot of the bets that I am going to take as like $5, $10 little plays here and there over these 3 races. But bet super small if you are going to bet. I would take it extreme. I would take whatever your unit allocation is or whatever you're willing to bet and do an 1/8 of that. Or a 1/4 of that, okay? You don't want to lose your ass on the first 2 races of the year, and that's what Chris Wormy has told me, and a lot of people is you. And I totally agree. You don't want to be losing all your NASCAR gambling funds that you've set aside, all in the first 2 super speedway races. So just take an eighth of that or a quarter of that, whatever you bet on a weekly basis, and just have some fun, or do the lottery system, what me and my friends are doing with a couple of your friends. I think that's honestly the best idea for you. Saves a hell of a lot of money and makes you actually have fun rather than sweating really hard at a super speedway, especially Daytona, and where, shit goes awry at the end of this race, always. So yeah, let's get into the truck stuff. I'll pull up the betting odds here. Now, if I can actually find what Bob Pockris said, I think it was 44 cars or something like that. Gosh, I gotta sign in. Hold up. I think he said 44 trucks or something like that are trying to make the field. And it was at 38 or 36 can qualify for the race. So I'm just going to try and find that while I'm talking here. But some drivers that are very notable in this race already so far is you got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the field. All right. You've got not Bob Pockris, Jesus Christ. You got Ricky Stenhouse, Tony Stewart, Travis Pastrana, Carson Hocevar, Cletus McFarlane. Who else? Bunch of drivers. Let me actually pull this up. I think it was in media. Yeah, so 44 trucks for 36 spots. Plus up to 4 OEM provisionals for Dodge. So they're making it in. So notables. Now, the thing is here is, I think he said that there's some names that just don't pop up here. So there's some names that are TBA, but I'll go through the ones that are. Oh, Michael McDowell, I forgot, is racing in this race as well. John Hunter Nemechek as well. The Halmar Friesen Racing 62 truck. Corey LaJoy in that 75 Henderson Motorsports. That usually it's Parker Kligerman. Yeah, man. And Ty Majeski also, one thing, it's going to be really weird all year seeing him in the 88. Some notable guys as well that are kind of just in their first truck race at Daytona is Butterbean, Cole Butcher, Minnie Tyrell. Justin Haley is back now in Colleague as well. Yeah, Tony Breidinger down there. I mean, there's a lot of drivers. Frankie Muniz is back. I already kind of listed off who I think is not going to make the race in my head. I'm not going to go over those here, but I do think the two bets that we as the Hot Pass podcast here, make sure to go like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. What we are going to take, I think these guys are going to be able to make the race. They make every friggin' Daytona race. They have at least good quality speed in qualifying to be able to make the race. Where guys like Norm Benning, who's like 70 million years old, is not going to make the race. Jason White in the 2 is not going to make the race. Clay Greenfield in the 95 probably not going to make it, Shit like that, where I'm like, they just don't have the funding behind these trucks, and it's going to be extremely hard for them to be able to get in on speed. So, the bets. All right. Now, I'll say who's good. And what odds I would take if I was going to just bet it on a regular week. So take it with a grain of salt. But this is the Fresh from Florida 250, brother. So, if I'm really looking at it, you want to go with the guys that are usually really good at super speedways. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on Bet365. These are all Bet365 odds. It's easier for me to pull up on my laptop. So just take that into consideration. Go download a bunch of sports books. It's better that you be able to beat the books with a better number. For example, the duels tonight, Brad Keselowski was sitting around 14-1 on some books, 18-1 on others. So you want to go around and hunt on different books, okay? So this is going to be, I will always name drop what sports books I'm using. But yeah, Bet365 is where I'm finding these right now. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daytona 500 winner, great super speedway driver, Talladega winner as well over the last year or two. So Ricky Stenhouse is really good. 16-1. I would take that if you are willing to drop the money down on this. Michael McDowell, a little too short for me. Think he's going to be really good as well. A lot of these guys, right? Very good, very experienced. A lot of big names up at the front, right? But anything can happen. I think all of these guys in the top half here, the Eckeses, the Corey LaJoys, the Daniel Hemricks, right? The Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes seems to be solid pretty much everywhere we go. The Carson Hocevar's, Chandler Smith, Lane Riggs being the favorite at 10-1 is crazy as well. Those guys, those big names, right, are going to be up front the majority of the race. But it's the end of the race, the last 30, 20 laps or so, where definitely the last 20 is where all these moves are starting to be made, and it gets real aggressive. And all those guys up at the front with the inexperienced drivers, mixed in with the really experienced drivers, all around each other, somebody is going to make 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 bad moves, and then the attrition starts happening. So this is where we're at, all right? And this is where I get the bets that I think are fairly solid, all right? Truck bets, top fives. And we're going with the two same drivers the whole way across. $5 is all I'm putting on this to win a good amount of money. All right, good chunk of change. If they all hit, right? I put about $10-20 on the $10 on the top 5. Then the top 3s and the outrights I put $5 each, just for fun. But it's hit. Timmy Hill, 18-1 on Bet365 for a top 5, and Spencer Boyd as well at the same numbers on Bet365. Why do I say this? All right. Timmy Hill, if you look at his odd or look at his track record, he makes it to the majority of the end of these super speedway races. He rides around in the back. You're not going to see him all day. He's going to hang out in the back. You're going to go, why did I bet on this? And then the attrition starts happening. He scoots on through the wrecks, and he just makes it to the end. He's not completely caught up fully in these wrecks. He gets in the draft, and more attrition happens at the end of the race. These top 5s can hit. Spencer Boyd actually 2 years ago in this race on a Friday night, where it was wreckfest after wreckfest after wreckfest. The race went so late into the night, like to midnight or 1 a.m., and Spencer Boyd hit us a top 3 and the top 5. So we won hundreds of dollars. So we always go back to the well with Spencer Boyd. If you look at his track record, I think he actually finishes really well at Daytona. So I like Spencer Boyd here. As well as we're taking them both on Bet Rivers at 50-1 for a top 3, where it has hit before. All right, people? So $10 into $500. $5 into $250. Little sprinkle plays. It's fun. It's fun to watch those guys that are hanging in the back. When a big wreck happens, you're like, where are they? Where'd they go? What happened to them? And then boom, they just trickle on through the 76 or whatever Spencer Boyd's driving nowadays, and then Timmy Hill come on through. You're like, holy fuck, they're still in it. It's going to be the same thing with the O'Reilly series when we get into it, all right? Those guys that just hang in the back, all right? 50-1 for top 3. Then outright, I just saw a Spencer Boyd line. I think it was on DraftKings maybe? Something like that. At 250-1 to win the race. Now, will he win the race? Most likely not. It'll probably be like a Tony Stewart, a Carson Hocevar, or something like that. But we have been so close where he finished 3rd place 2 years ago in this exact race. So we were damn close. 2 more positions, and 250-1 was ours. All right? Sprinkle play, Timmy Hill, 200-1 on Bet Rivers. I like it. $5 on each play. Have fun with it. It's enjoyable to watch those guys. And when one of them wrecks, you're only losing like $15-20. You spent $15-20 on worse things. Now you're not spending $100 on this shit because that's fucking crazy talk. Because it's the truck series at Daytona, at a super speedway. Don't be crazy, all right? Those are those bets. That's it for the truck series. We keep it light, we keep it simple, we keep it fun. Take whatever you like. What I do when I go into these Daytona super speedway races or any super speedway races is take that $10-20 that you were going to go put on whatever and go put it on your favorite driver. Because when they win at Daytona, especially on Sunday in the super speedways, definitely Sunday in the Daytona 500, to have that $10-20, little sprinkle on your favorite driver, and he wins the Daytona 500, he wins and you win, and it is so much fun to watch that go down, right? So do what you'd like. If you have a favorite truck driver, if you want to see Tony Stewart do this one-off race and win, put $10 on him. Have fun with it. You're going to be squeaky bum cheeks, but have fun with it. This is all it is with Super Speedway. Gambling's supposed to be fun, so just have some fun with it. So, O'Reilly series. Crazy long shots that have been close before. Actually, these guys have actually kind of mixed it up in the field. And been inside the top 10 actually at times late in these races because they hang out in the back. And then all of a sudden they're like getting close to the end. They're like, let's dance with the big boys. And they're up inside the top 10 at times. You're going to go, oh my God, you're going to be like a little scared. They'll wreck. Usually these guys wreck. You look at their track record, it's not necessarily the best. But let me tell you, at these long odds, I go back multiple Daytona races on Saturday nights, and I see these guys at late in these races inside the top 10. And at some point, it's going to pay off for these guys. And it's going to pay off for you and me. Let's pull up the odds. I'm going to tell you who I really like that I think is going to win. And then I'll tell you the bets. All right. Austin Hill and Jesse Love at 4 and 6 to 1. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Ryan Sieg, oddly, at 16 to 1. Really high up there. Above Carson Hocevar. He's in this race? I didn't know that. Sheldon Creed back in a Chevy. Last time he was in a Chevy at Daytona was probably in the summer race 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and Justin Allgaier beat him by a foot. I like Sheldon Creed on super speedways. One guy that can't do it well is Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer is not good at super speedways, so keep that in mind. I love Raja Caruth. So if you're a big Raja fan, this is when I say you like your favorite drivers and you put some sprinkle on there. I might sprinkle $10 on Raja to win because you know how fucking awesome that would be. I had an 80 to 1 card. If you're new to listening to this podcast, I had 80 to 1 live in Vegas at Raja's first truck race. If you're on YouTube, you can see the race, the winner's circle raced version truck of Raja Caruth's truck in Vegas. Was there 80 to 1, hit the top 5, hit the top 3 as well. We were laughing, having a good time down in Vegas when that happened. So there's nothing better than being live at a track, betting on your favorite driver, and watching them win, as well as just being at home. So I might sprinkle on Raja. I love him. Sheldon Creed and I have a really good relationship. My boy Breyer works with him and does actually a lot of his vlog stuff. So if you see any vlogs with Sheldon Creed, my boy Breyer is the one behind the camera. So love that boy. So if you like Sheldon Creed as well. The Jordan Anderson guys seem to be always really good. They always really bring a good package to these races as well. But I hate Jeb Burton and personality-wise. The guy's a freaking douche canoe. Jordan Anderson is 40 to 1. He's so good at super speedways. So you like the 40 to 1, $10 into $400. I honestly kind of like that at the 40 to 1. We used to be able to get him at longer odds. The weekly segment, I didn't even touch on this. Nick Sanchez and AM Racing, but absolute poo-poo. But this is going to be a weekly segment of Nick Sanchez versus Patrick Staropoli. And right now, it's probably going to be a really close battle. Because Patrick Staropoli, booty cheeks at racing. But then Nick Sanchez, lots of talent, lots of speed, great guy, booty cheeks car. So, well, be a weekly segment of us seeing where they both fared out in a race, and this one, and then at Atlanta, is an absolute crapshoot. All right. So, I think they can win, but long shots. There's some guys. Remember, there's also only so many drivers that can make this race as well. 42 entries and 38 spots. So, Garrett Smithley is probably not making the race. Cesar Baccarella, I actually kind of like an Alpha Prime. I'm going to wait to see if he makes the race. Cesar Baccarella, low-key kind of all right at super speedways. You kind of see him inside the top 20, top 15. A little attrition happens, super long odds. I don't mind that. But you got to see, the thing is you got to wait for these guys to actually make the race. And also, if you're going to do that and to bet early on the crazy long shot guys, make sure to check your sports book to even make sure that they'll give you your money back if they don't make the race. So keep that in mind as well. Austin Green. His sister's a great person. She works over at Clear 28 Agency. Great person. Worked with my friends. For her brother's sake, I really hope that he makes the race. Joey Gase, maybe. Mason Maggio in the 91. DJM, maybe. We'll see. Oh, geez. The music's playing, guys. I forgot to hit stop on the... oh, hold up. That's how long we've been going. Oopsie poopsies, huh? I thought I hit stop when after did my intro and it played the outro. Just kept going. My bad. Dude, scared the shit out of me. Oh, my. If you're on YouTube, the fear of God that was in my eyes, like, what the scared me for a second. So anyways, make sure with these long shot odds that you make sure that you take the guys that actually make the race. So, like we are taking one of these guys that might not make the race. He's in an 07 car. So, but he's made the race before on speed. So we'll see here. The odds that the bets I have taken, Blaine Perkins, or here, we'll start on the longer one. Josh Bilicki in the 07. If I'm not mistaken. What did I say? The 07? Where is it? Where did he go? Josh Bilicki in the 07 SS Greenlight car. I hope he makes the race. On Caesar Sportsbook, he's 30-1 for a top 5. Now, if you go back and watch some of these races, he is inside the top 10 at some point. He is ripping around, making things happen in the top 10, top 15 late in these races, gets caught up in things. So, small sprinkle, 30-1 for a top 5 on a guy that's a super long shot. I kind of like it. Blaine Perkins and a Jordan Anderson. We just talked about Jordan Anderson racing. Those cars, Jeb Burton has won it at super speedways multiple times at Talladega and such. Jordan Anderson, very good at super speedways. I think Larry McReynolds is his father-in-law or something like that. They always bring really, really good cars to Daytona as well. That's the main thing. That this is the only time Jordan Anderson races. And then Blaine Perkins also, you look at the last few years, guy was shaking and baking, moving and grooving at Daytona. So I like Blaine Perkins and Bet365 at 14-1 for a top 5. I like that. Top 3, haven't touched it. Outright, haven't really touched it. But I will say Josh Bilicki at 200-1. I don't know. What is Luke Fenhouse racing in, actually? LeVar Scott. I hope he makes the race because I think they have him the longest odds at 250-1. That's fucking crazy, right? He's in an Alpha Prime racing car. So as long as LeVar makes a race, I think they're disrespecting the hell out of him. I think LeVar could top 20. Put $2 on him to win the race. Fuck, why not? It's $2, man. It's your shitty morning Dunkin's coffee if you're American. Who was I saying? Luke Fenhouse is what I was looking at. In the 5. Oh, God. Yeah, we're not going to look at him, actually. Brennan Poole, always good. He's 80-1. Jeremy Clements has won here before at 80-1. Like, there are reasons why you can take these long shot guys and have fun. Like Jeremy Clements at 100-1, and he's won here before. $10 into $1,000. That seems all right. So it's happened before. That's the biggest thing. Maybe you guys wait for qualifying. You see where these who makes it in the back half, and you sprinkle on a couple of these long shot guys. That's what I always do in these races. There's always one that kind of makes it. I think it was Cesar Baccarella, or David Starr in the spring or in the summer Daytona race made it top 5 or something like that. Crazy long shot. So just remember, like, this shit can happen. Just a matter of what guy in the long shot, one of these long shots will make it into the top 10 because of all the attrition. Not the nutrition, attrition. So, and then the Cup Series. I only have Riley Herbst at 100-1 on Action Network. I can't remember where I got that number at. But Riley Herbst, go over to the Action Network. Link is in the bio. I got Riley Herbst at 100-1. He was good when he was in front row in the 36. He almost won at Talladega. He's probably losing his ride to Corey Heim at the end of this year. I would like to get him a W at a super speedway because I think that's the only place he can get it. I put $10 on it. It's fun. It's not really that fun because it's Riley Herbst. But that's really it, man. I don't really like betting on the super speedways. I have that lottery going on already on with my friends, but I do think that I would love to see Brad Keselowski win it for the first time. Kyle Busch's numbers are going to be super short now. But just take the long ones, man, and take your favorite drivers. If anything, I would be taking my favorite drivers at Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain. Alex Bowman is not one of my favorite drivers, but he has been there at the end of some of these races. If the caution got called at a different time, he would have been a Daytona 500 winner rather than William Byron. So keep that in mind. But just anything can happen in these races. So that's it, guys. That's the betting extravaganza for the Daytona weekend. I'm going to record the podcast super early on next week. I'm going to hopefully maybe record Monday, after the 500 and do the recap, try and get that out super early Tuesday morning for you guys. Then I'll have to do, as long as betting odds are out on Wednesday morning for a lot of these different series, I'm going to try and record Wednesday night and then edit Wednesday night as well, and then get everything ready to be uploaded Friday morning. So some of these odds might not be out. Take a look at my social media late Friday, on Saturday for bets for Atlanta and who I think is good and who I think is going to win. Because I'm going down Thursday morning or Thursday early afternoon to Atlanta. I'm flying out of Detroit, so I got a 3-hour drive down to Detroit. So I won't be able to record the podcast on Thursdays, Thursdays like I usually do, and then edit it and everything like that. So I'm going to try and get it out super early. Sometimes the betting odds aren't out early enough. So I'll obviously let you guys know on my social media platforms at @FurlongEric __ on Twitter and TikTok, and then Eric Furlong 21 on Instagram. That's mainly the one I always use. So go follow me there. I'll keep you guys updated and in the loop what's going on with that. And then Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Leave a 5-star rating on all the audio versions on Spotify and Apple. And then link is in the bio to my Action Network. And yeah, man, if you guys are in Atlanta next week, hit me up. I'll be there all weekend from Thursday all the way to Monday morning, early Monday morning. And have a good weekend at Daytona. Win some bets if you guys are betting on it. Enjoy the beverages, the food, whatever you guys are doing for the Daytona 500. Gather up some of your family and friends and enjoy it. Hopefully we get sunny weather. So I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday, and go and follow me on all my social media platforms to see what me and the boys are up to this weekend. Talk to you guys later.